Yo, what's shaking, everybody? We're back. It's Jeff and Jeff here on Orange Bloods Live. I'm Jeff Ketchum. That is Jeff Bowerman. We are brought to you by the guys over at Groggy Dog. If you need any of your apparel taken care of, it's real simple. Hats, t-shirts, anything that you can think of that needs something slapped on it from a logo standpoint. That's what the guys over at Groggy Dog do. You can go check out the Orange Blood store going right now, buying some t-shirts. We're going to have more throughout the season. In fact, Jeff, in the last 20 minutes, see some new logos of shirts to take a look at. So we're always being updated. Just like there's a game every single week, there's always going to be new things over at Groggy Dog. They can always help you out with your needs on the apparel side. And like I said, getting stuff printed, believe me, I've been wanting Orange Bloods t-shirts for a while, and now we've got them courtesy of Groggy Dog. Go check it out. Jeff, La Monroe, less than 24 hours out. Everybody like, comment, subscribe on the page, but really the gist of the video today is kind of rapid fire. What do we want to see in the Texas La Monroe game on Saturday? I'm going to throw it to you like this. The number one thing you want to see above all else on Saturday evening is what?
Defensive dominance, because La Monroe is going to line up. They run the ball. They're 3-4 yards in a cloud of dust. And again, I realize, we're not talking Georgia. We're not talking OU. We're not talking Michigan. But I want to see our front seven on defense step up and force I don't care who they're playing. Second and long, third and long, not giving up the line of scrimmage, that defensive effort, that defensive focus, and that defensive just control of the game from the first drive to the last drive.
Is there a number either in points or yards or turnovers or sacks or anything that for you is this is what I want to see?
I would say a good measuring stick would be, points. I would say less than 17, and that's accounting for maybe a special teams or a pick six or something like that, but less than 17 sacks. I think 3-4 has to be the bar, and turnovers, I'd like to see, 2-3 of those as well. Again, I just want to knowing moving forward, I think I speak for most of the Longhorn Nation. Again, the fans view here, the man of the people. The confidence level in the offense is off the charts with the weapons that we have, whether it's Quinn or Arch. But again, defensively, yes, certainly encouraged by the first 3 games, but that is where I feel that our group has to make up ground going into the meat of the schedule, the OU, the Georgia, Texas A&M, Kentucky, as we get on through the season.
I probably should have mentioned you are the Orange Bloods Live man of.
I think you gave me that title. You gave me that.
Always read. Why are we watching this video? It's a little bit of the man of the people vibe here on Orange Bloods
yes.
Live. Number 2, as a man of the people, your numbers, they're not unrealistic. Yeah, I don't feel like you've said one thing yet from a numbers standpoint. Matter of fact, I thought you were quite giving to give the defense 17 points, not including punt returns, any of those things.
I think on that too, I'm giving some grace because I hope that we'll see some of those younger players out on the field, right? And the Warren Robersons, Ty Anthony Smith. We got to get those guys in the field, get them game reps, and they're more likely to bust an assignment than a Jahdae Barron or a David Benda, right? So you're going to give and take, right? If those guys are getting in the field and have a chance to learn game speed and game reps, there's going to be an opportunity for mistakes. I'd be willing to sacrifice, 7 points, 14 points to get more, to get improvement, to get depth, because for our program, to get where we want us to be, you got to have players ready to step in. I mean, Alabama didn't become Alabama overnight. So that's kind of where I'm seeing that, where I'm feeling that.
Big question number 2.
Okay.
The young player not named Arch Manning, who will be a showstopper on Saturday night, will be
Ryan Wingo.
Ooh.
That was a softball, man. That was a floater right down the middle.
I honestly thought you were going to go in a different direction.
I thought for a minute about Ty Anthony Smith.
And again, not exactly the guy that I thought. I thought the household name right now, I thought you were going to say Colin Simmons.
Colin Simmons, I think he's moved up in that kind of, I don't want to say level of expectation, level of, you know what you're going to get. I don't think there's any question that he is the best pass rusher on the Longhorn team. That's
4
not
games into his career.
Yeah, that's not
no longer a young guy.
No, I mean, when you see the effect that he has on the game, I mean, he was making plays last week catching. I'm sure you guys have touched on it already this week, and probably will mention it again. Like screen passes to his side of the field, and he's chasing the running back down. Like I stopped it and I showed my
wrecking crew last week. He was really sensational.
I paused that game, grabbed my son Austin, and said, "Listen, when I talk about effort, second effort, make a play." Right there. Look where 11 was when the ball was thrown. Look where 11 was when the tackle was made. So, again, that's just my illustration of where he's at. So now I think when you look at what Texas needs moving forward, Ty Anthony Smith, I mean.
Well, hold on. So you think, what are we thinking for Wingo? Like 100 yards?
Oh, yeah. 100 yards. I'm thinking 5 catches, about 118 yards.
Wow, that's a big game.
1 touchdown.
Okay.
Arch loves that dude, man.
He does love that dude.
they're like Bert and Ernie.
Why wouldn't he love that dude? I would.
Hey, you better
probably like, hey, I'll love that. Put him on the field more. You'll see how much I love him. All right. We got 5 things I want to get through. So let's get through this. Number 3. It's 10 o'clock on Saturday night. The thing that will peeve you off the most after a Longhorn win or in the fourth quarter of a Longhorn win is if what occurs?
Turnovers and penalties.
Oh.
Turnovers and penalties.
If you see sloppiness on Saturday, you're going to be mad Saturday night.
Yes, and we talked about this last week, you and I, was, kind of losing hold of the rope there a little bit because you're up 20, 30, 40 points, and you're not playing at that level with that edge, with that focus, with that intensity that you're going to need to play with once you get to Oklahoma, Georgia, A&M, Kentucky. So the symptoms of that softness, the symptoms of that laziness, of that losing focus, I think would be turnovers, penalties, and missed tackles too. Missed tackles. I know I probably could ask Alex or Cody, one of those number crunching dudes, but like that number of missed tackles needs to be minimal. So if penalties are high, turnovers are high, or missed tackles are high, I might have a hard time sleeping. Might need to call Rogue Shop.
Number 4, I love that little bit. Matter of fact, I ought to throw a prize picks in here just to, what do they call it when you like cross-pollinate is what they call it, I think.
Something like that.
Cross-pollinating. No, your unsung hero, number 4. On Monday morning, you're going to the water cooler, and everybody's talking about the game.
Yep.
Your unsung hero who nobody else will be talking about on Monday morning, but you will from this game on Saturday is whom?
Trevor Goolsby.
Really? You think he might sneak in with his first career start at left tackle and do the thing?
That's the word on the street. Listen to Orange Buzz Live earlier today. HD was talking about it. I tend to agree. I mean, you're stepping in there for a top 10 NFL pick, and what you want to be in that position, you don't want to be noticed. So if we go the whole game without Trevor Goolsby being noticed, there you go. That's a step in the right direction. But he's a player, dude. He's a legit player. Like I feel like he's gonna be unsung, but it ain't gonna be for long.
Yeah, unsung for now, but
yes, that's the phrase.
Certainly in less than 12 months. Not so much unsung when you eventually become a starting left tackle, protecting Arch Manning's blind side. Okay, and finally, final question of the video.
Yes,
the number 1 talking point about the entire SEC coming out of the weekend. What's it going to be? Is it going to be the number 1 Longhorns? Will it be something that happens in Tennessee, Oklahoma? The talking point about the SEC on Monday coming out of Saturday will be what?
Texas, Georgia, collision course, game of the year. I think Texas is going to prove a point.
Now, Georgia plays Alabama next weekend.
Yeah, I know. And that's the one thing that gives me pause because
Will you root for Georgia in that game?
Yes.
So that it doesn't steal any of the luster?
1,000%. I'll come to you from a pure Texas Longhorn bleed burnt orange perspective. 1,000%. Again, and I like Jalen Miller. I like that Alabama team. I like DeBoer, other than that one game in January last year. So under normal circumstances, I'd probably be pulling for Alabama, but I want to see DKR 1 versus 2, night game, all the recruits, drones, everything. I'm here for it.
The thing is, if Alabama were to beat Georgia, you could eliminate Georgia, maybe not officially, but you might unofficially be putting them into a position where they're on the outside looking in for the SEC championship.
Yeah.
So it kind of feels like it's like a John Wick movie.
Yes.
When they have a chance to just shoot him in the head, and instead they let him live like another 5 minutes, and then he kills everybody.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, they could have he was unconscious.
Yeah. That could happen.
Take care of it when he was not able to see. I don't know.
The long game, probably the better case scenario would be for Alabama to beat Georgia, Texas to beat Georgia, then you get Georgia potentially out of the way for a national championship run. But the short term, the entertainment value, the WWE, the college game day,
no, you're right.
Chips on the table. Let's do it for Texas, Georgia.
I'm just saying, you could maybe even put them on the cusp of missing the playoffs altogether.
Which would conceivably be an easier path for the Longhorns to get to the Crystal Trophy. So I don't know, but you know what?
Short-term dopamine hit, baby. Give it to me.
Yeah. We'll deal with that when we get there. Let's get ULM.
Those are very wealthy people, first world problems to have. It's like,
yes,
let's see if at the end of the year our path to a championship is a little more difficult than it would have otherwise been. Guys, if you want an Orange Blood shirt, if you want your company shirt, if you want to just create your own stuff, go to groggydog.com. It's that simple. Look, customer service is the difference. They're not just going to create good product for you, but they're going to make sure you feel good about it. They're going to make sure you feel good about your deal, who you're working with, going back to them again. It's not a one purchase in and out, let's get your dollar kind of organization. They're about relationships. They are about long running relationships. An order today can lead to another order 5 years from now, but you guys will always remember first-class treatment, first-class product, and keep it in the family. We're talking about Longhorns through and through. Let them be there for you in your moment of need. They'll take care of you. And then the next time you have another need, you know exactly who you will go to with Groggy Dog. This has been the Groggy Dog Jeff and Jeff show here on Orange Was Live. Like, comment, notifications, do all that stuff. We will see you next week, a little earlier next week as we get a little closer to maybe number 1 Texas versus number 2 Georgia. Who knows? Maybe if Jeff gets his wish and Georgia beats Alabama, Georgia leapfrogs past Texas. They're number 1. Texas is number 2. One way or the other, 1 versus 2, right down the street, Texas OU. A lot of good shows, a lot of good content still to come. You stay right there with us here on Orange Bloods Live. Until next time, you guys have a fantastic weekend. We'll see how much of this video comes true. It's always more fun. Either it needs to be horribly wrong or you get everything right. Nobody wants anything in the middle. We'll try to give you nothing in the middle next week as well. For Jeff and Jeff, we'll see you next time. Later.